I want you to pay close attention to your feet for just a moment. Stand up right now, wherever you are, and notice what you feel. Do you feel a solid, confident connection to the floor beneath you? Or is there something else? A strange tingling, a numbness, a buzzing sensation, almost like you're standing on a pillow instead of solid ground. If that sounds familiar, then what I'm about to share with you today matters more than you know. Here in the United States, millions of seniors deal with this every single day, and most of them are told the exact same thing by their doctor. It's neuropathy. It's from your diabetes, or from the chemotherapy you went through, or just from getting older and losing circulation. There's not much we can do except manage it with medication. But I am here to tell you that this is not the whole story. Research consistently shows that specific, targeted movement can actually improve nerve function and significantly reduce neuropathy symptoms. Your nervous system is far more adaptable than most people realize, and by challenging your legs and feet in the right way, you can stimulate real nerve recovery, improve blood flow, and rebuild the stability you thought you'd lost for good. I see this problem every single day in my patients, and I want you to understand why it matters so much. Neuropathy takes away your confidence. When your brain can no longer clearly sense the ground beneath your feet, walking becomes frightening. You start staring down at your feet with every single step. Your posture changes. You stop taking your evening walk around the neighborhood. You stop driving to see your grandchildren. You stop going to church, to the grocery store, to the senior center. Slowly, your whole world shrinks down to just your living room. But here is what I want you to understand today. That connection between your brain and your feet is not permanently broken. It can be retrained. The 4 exercises I'm about to show you act like a wake-up call to your nervous system. They remind your body how to talk to your brain again. So many of my patients tell me they feel like their own legs have betrayed them, and they're just waiting for the day they take a bad fall. If that's you, I want you to know. These 4 exercises are designed to meet you exactly where you are today, without any special equipment and without ever needing to leave your house. Before we start moving, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Your support means a lot to us. Let me explain why this connection to your feet slowly disappears in the first place. Because you deserve to understand what's actually happening inside your own body. Think of your nerves like electrical wiring that runs all the way from your brain, down through your spinal cord, and out to the very tips of your toes. That wiring carries an enormous amount of information back and forth every second. It tells your brain exactly where your foot is positioned, how hard or soft the ground is, whether the surface is flat, tilted, or uneven. So, what actually damages that wiring over time? A few common culprits. Elevated blood sugar from diabetes, which affects a huge portion of the senior population here in America. Harsh chemotherapy treatments that many cancer survivors go through. Or simply reduced circulation that comes naturally with age. In all 3 cases, the protective coating around the nerves begins to break down. At the same time, the tiny blood vessels that supply those nerves with oxygen start to shrink. When a nerve is starved of oxygen and its protective coating is compromised, the signal begins to short circuit. That short circuit is exactly what you feel as the burning, the tingling, the buzzing in your feet and legs. And what about the numbness? Numbness happens when the signal drops out completely. The wire, in a sense, is frayed. Your brain is asking the foot, "Where exactly are you right now?" And the foot is trying to answer, but the message never fully makes it back up the leg. This is why so many people describe it as walking on thick cotton or walking on bubble wrap. The brain is literally forced to guess where the floor is with every single step. So essentially, neuropathy is a communication breakdown between the brain and the body. But how exactly does exercise repair something like a damaged nerve? Through a process called neuroplasticity, the brain and nervous system's remarkable ability to adapt and rewire itself. When you perform the specific movements I'm about to show you, 3 things happen at once. First, you force the brain to pay renewed attention to the legs and feet. Second, you increase blood flow. bringing fresh oxygen to nerves that have been starved for years. Third, you force the body to recruit brand new, healthy pathways that bypass the damaged nerves entirely. We are, in a very real sense, forcing the brain to rebuild the road all the way down to the feet. But because we're dealing with balance and sensory issues here, safety comes first, always. If you're doing any of the standing versions of these exercises, please make sure you have real support nearby, a sturdy kitchen chair, a countertop, or the corner of a room where you have a wall behind you and a wall beside you. Never attempt the standing exercises near stairs or on a slippery floor. Let's get into it. The first exercise is an aerobic base movement, the alternating march. You can do this seated in a sturdy chair or standing if you feel stable enough with support nearby. If you're seated, sit up nice and tall. Simply march in place. Lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, lower it, then lift your left knee. As you march, pump your arms naturally, just like you would if you were walking briskly down your street. Right knee up, left arm forward. Left knee up, right arm forward. Why start with something aerobic for a nerve problem? Because your nerves desperately need oxygen to recover, and oxygen is delivered through the bloodstream. Even light aerobic activity like this instantly raises your heart rate and dilates the blood vessels in your legs. It flushes away metabolic waste sitting near the damaged nerves and delivers the nutrients they need to heal. On top of that, the alternating left-right motion forces both sides of your brain to coordinate, which further stimulates the central nervous system. Start with just 30 to 60 seconds, and as your stamina builds over the coming weeks, work your way up to 1 or 2 full minutes. You can easily fit this in during a commercial break or while your coffee's brewing. Take advantage of those small pockets of time throughout your day. It adds real, healing cardio into your routine without ever feeling like a workout. The second exercise wakes up the specific muscles that control your foot and ankle. I call it the heel-toe rock. Again, seated or standing, whatever feels safest. Start with both feet planted flat on the floor. First, raise both heels up toward the ceiling while your toes stay pressed into the ground. You'll feel your calf muscles contract. Lower your heels back down. Then immediately rock your weight backward and lift your toes and the front of your feet up, keeping your heels planted. It's a smooth, continuous rocking motion. Heels up, flat, toes up, flat. Lifting the heels works the calf muscles. Lifting the toes works the muscle along the front of your shin. These are your primary stabilizing muscles. Once neuropathy sets in, people tend to shuffle their feet because they're afraid of tripping, and they stop picking their toes up properly. This exercise directly restores range of motion in the foot and ankle, and retrains the brain to lift those toes again, which is enormously important for preventing falls. Aim for 10 to 20 slow, controlled repetitions. Don't rush it. Feel every contraction. So far, we've covered the march for blood flow and the heel-toe rock for ankle strength and mobility. The third exercise trains the core alongside the brain's ability to coordinate the whole body, the seated diagonal chop. I recommend everyone try this seated first, even if you're generally quite active, because it demands real focus. Sit at the edge of your chair with both feet planted firmly on the floor. Actively press your feet down into the ground. This alone sends a strong signal from your feet up to your brain. Clasp your hands together in front of you. Bring them down toward your left hip. Then sweep them upward on a diagonal, crossing your body until your hands are up high on your right side. Then smoothly bring them back down to the left hip. If shoulder mobility makes clasping your hands uncomfortable, simply move your arms together in parallel instead. Do this 10 to 20 times on one side, then switch, chopping from low right to high left for another 10 to 20 repetitions. Balance isn't just about the feet. It requires a strong, stable core to control your center of gravity. While performing these diagonal chops, your core is forced to stabilize your shifting weight, all while you maintain firm, steady pressure through your feet into the floor. It's a full-body coordination drill that forces the nervous system to communicate across multiple pathways at once. Once you feel confident with the seated version, you're ready for the final exercise. Please stand up now and find appropriate support. Ideally, the corner of a room facing outward, with a chair placed in front of you. That gives you a wall behind you, a wall beside you, and a chair to hold on to. This final exercise is a modified single-leg stance. Put all your weight onto your right leg, then step your left foot slightly behind you, letting just your left toes touch the floor lightly, like a kickstand. Here is the most important cue of the entire exercise. Keep the standing leg relaxed, with a slight soft bend in the knee. Never lock it straight. When the knee is locked, you're simply resting on the joint and the bones. When the knee stays soft, the muscles of the thigh, calf, and ankle are forced to actively work to keep you upright. You'll likely feel your ankle making tiny adjustments just to stay balanced. That wobble is exactly what we want. It means your nervous system is firing rapidly, figuring out in real time how to keep you steady. If you feel confident, try letting go of the chair entirely, or keep just one fingertip resting on it for security. Hold this for 30 to 60 seconds, then switch sides. Weight on the left leg, right toes touching lightly behind you. To make it easier, plant the back foot completely flat on the floor, so one foot is simply slightly in front of the other, splitting your weight between both feet. To increase the challenge, lift the back foot completely off the ground for a true single-leg balance. That's all 4 exercises. Cardio, mobility, coordination, and pure balance, each with a seated and a standing option. I want every one of you watching, all across the country, to understand something important. These movements may look simple, but the research behind them is absolutely clear. Practiced consistently, they rebuild balance, strength, and coordination, while actively reducing neuropathy symptoms over time. Start with 2 to 3 times per week. Your nerves need real time to recover after being challenged. The biggest mistake I see is people either doing far too much too soon or never progressing at all and staying stuck in the same place for months. Start exactly where you are today. Use support whenever you need it, and above all, be patient with your own body. If you enjoyed this video and found the information helpful, please give it a like and share it with your friends and family. For more helpful health tips, simple exercises, and practical advice for seniors, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Remember, taking care of your health today can help you stay stronger, more active, and independent tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy and take care of yourself.